Hey guys, it's Ask Destiny here. And today,
I am going to end your friendships.
no, I'm just kidding. But seriously though, it might end some of your friendships. There's a guy named Jim Ron. Jim has a famous quote from ages ago, but for some reason people keep posting it on Instagram all the time, which is you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. This guy basically says if you want to be successful, look at the people around you. If you want to be happy, look at the people around you. People shape who you are. Whether you agree with him or not, I think we can all agree that people do have an influence on us one way or another.
Science.
Now, I am a loyal personality. The friends I have now are the same friends I had 10 years ago. I do not think you should cut people off easily. I think we need people in our life, good people. But sometimes it is so hard to identify which ones are bad and which ones may seem bad but are not really that terrible. Okay, now that I made it all clear, let's start listing the 5 friends that you should probably get rid of. Number 1, the friend who doesn't support you. Now, your friends don't have to support you all the time. They don't have to keep up with you 24/7. But I am sure that we all know that person that when you tell them about your success, they act surprised. And not in a good way. Surprised as in they didn't think you would be able to pull it off. Or maybe they didn't think you are smart enough or good enough. These people usually only befriended you because they thought they are better than you. They thought they can finally be the person they always wanted to be. When they compare themselves to you, that same friend will probably never attend your celebrations or graduations, and they can sometimes compete with you over silly things, just to make sure they are ahead of you. Another sign can be that you don't want to tell them stuff about you. You don't want to tell them if you did something wrong or if you did something bad in your life, because it almost feels like they are happy for your losses. If someone does any of these things, it doesn't mean anything necessarily, but if you notice a pattern, that person is probably trash and you don't need them anymore. Number 2, drama magnets. There is a difference between someone that loves to complain and someone who is a drama magnet. Drama magnets will find the problem in anything, even if it doesn't exist. Something is always wrong, and of course, once a problem is solved, another one comes out. But how do you know if your friend is a drama blood-sucking magnet? I read an article one time that answered this question in the best way possible. If you notice they only want your empathy and support, but not your advice, it means that they are a drama magnet. The reason why they don't want your advice because they don't want to fix the problem. They just want to do their unnecessary part of life, which is complaining. You might offer help and solutions, but they never seem to want to fix anything. Instead, they complain and complain. They are always the victim because it makes them feel important. The reason why you should cut them off is because they will keep on sucking your energy. Number 3, cut your loser friends.
Go home, cut your loser friend, and go find a winner friend.
A loser friend means a friend who didn't reach their full potential and they do not want to do anything about it. They want to stay in their place, and guess what? They will pull you back every time you try moving forward, simply because they need the company. At some point, we will all end up with a loser friend, and that can happen for so many reasons. They can be your childhood friend, and you don't want to let them go. You might love them so much that you would rather you constantly justify their behavior. Or you might feel guilty because they don't have anyone else to be with. Some of you might even stay with a loser friend because you want to support them, which will never work. Don't even try.
Not gonna happen! No, not gonna happen!
They don't want to change, and they are not willing to put 1% of the effort you are putting into them. Number 4. This one can be more obvious than the previous ones, but for some reason, these people are never caught. The friend that makes you feel like crap about yourself. Have you ever had a long conversation or a short conversation with someone, and right after you are done, you feel like there's a heavy fog around you? You start feeling terrible out of nowhere. That's probably a very toxic person. The reason why they are so hard to spot, even though it can be obvious sometimes, because we often blame ourselves. You might even say to yourself, I feel that way because I didn't exercise, or I feel that terrible because I had too much coffee. The truth is, it's not the coffee, it's them. They can do small things we don't pay much attention to. For example, you might be excited to tell them something, and when you tell them, they would show no expression. Or maybe the language they use can be a bit aggressive, and it really affects your mental state throughout the day. If you know someone like that, it is best to find a way to end it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Number 5. The friend who criticizes you. Nothing is wrong with a bit honest and fair feedback, but when you find that certain people are engaging in constant criticism, it may be the right time to run. Sometimes criticism is not constructive in any way, it is just a way for them to put you down. These people are smart. They know how to manipulate you and make them look good. There are so many ways they can manipulate what they are saying. They might say something good about you and end it with a bad trait that probably doesn't exist in you. It is just a way for them to let all their negative energy out, and they choose to do it on you. The truth is, relationships can be hard sometimes. Friendships require a certain amount of work to make it happen. But there is a small thin line between doing what needs to be done in a relationship and doing too much. I can't decide for you if you are doing too much. No one can decide for you. You are the only person who lived the full experience, and you are the most knowledgeable of the situation or the problem. Some people might make the mistakes mentioned above sometimes. A friend might not support you one time, or shows some type of jealousy from your success one time, but they always have good intentions. This part is hard to explain, but you can sense when someone doesn't have good intentions. Use that feeling to recognize the good from the bad. I hope this video was useful to some of you. I hope it helped give clarity to some of you if you needed it. If you liked the video, please don't forget to give it a like. And if you didn't like it, you should also give it a like, or leave a comment below telling me what you didn't like and how can I improve in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.
One you can tell bad news to, and they won't tell you why you're an idiot, and they won't interfere with your suffering. They'll just listen, and maybe they'll suffer along with you. Okay, so you can tell bad news to them, and they won't tell you some worse thing that happened to them. They'll listen, and they'll suffer along with you. But a friend is also someone you can tell good news to, and the friend will say, wow, in this veil of tears, something good happened to you. Great, man.
Congrats.
I'm wonderful. It's rare. It's unlikely. Good for you. I hope 10 more things like that happen. And they're not envious, and they're not jealous, and they're not one-upping you. And if you're trying to get your life together, it's actually, if you're trying to get your life together, and your friends get in the way, that's actually real useful for you because you've now identified who your friends aren't. And you might think, well, I can't give them up. It's like, oh, yes, you can. And not only can you should, and it would be better for them. Because if they're aiming down and they want you going down with them, there's nothing good about what's happening to them, and there's certainly nothing good about that for you.